everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to discuss about why nation fail. Doran Asemglo and James Robinson are the author of this book. You can also see on the screen. Now we move towards introduction. The book is the result of a synthesis of many years of research by Doran Asemglo on the theory of economic growth and James Robinson on the economics of Africa and Latin America, as well as research by many other authors. It contains an interpretation of the history of various countries, both extant and modern. From a standpoint of a new institutional school, the central idea of many of the authors' work is the defining role of institutions in the achievement of a high level of welfare by countries. An earlier book by the author, The Economic Origins of Directorship and Democracy, is devoted to the same, but it did not contain many various historical examples. The authors enter into an indirect polemical dispute with the authors of other theories explaining global inequality, the geographical theory of Jeffrey Sketch and Jared Diamond, the theory of ignorance of the elites Abhijit Banerjee and Esther, and his modernization theory, as well as various cultural theories. That of David Landis about the special cultural structure of the inhabitants of Northern Europe. That of David Fisher about the positive influence of British culture and the Max Weber about the influence of Protestant ethic on economic development. They most harshly criticized geographical theory as unable to explain not only global inequality in general, but also the fact that many countries have been in nation for a long time and then at the certain point in time began a rapid economic growth, although their geographical position did not change. Simon Johansson co-authored many of Asemglo and Robinson works, but he did not contribute to this book. For example, in a 2022 article, they showed through statistical analysis that institutional factors dominate culture and geography in determining the GDP per capita of different countries. And in the 2022 article, they showed how mortality among European settlers in the colonies influenced the establishment of institutions and the future development of these territories. Now, why nation failed: the origins of power, prosperity, and poverty. This is a book written by economists Doran Asemglo and James A. Robinson, first published in 2021. The book explores the reasons why some nations achieve prosperity and development while others remain trapped in poverty and failure. The authors argue that the root cause of these disparities lies primarily in the political and economic institutions that countries adopt. The book applies insights from institutional economics, development economics, and economic history to understand why nations develop differently, with some succeeding in the relation of power and prosperity and other failing, according to a wide range of historical case studies. These are the some key points about the book you can see on the screen. Key themes and arguments. First, inclusive versus extractive institutions. The authors propose that countries succeed when they have inclusive political and economic institutions. These institutions allow broad participation, uphold the rule of law, and promote innovation and entrepreneurship. Conversely, nations fail when they have these institutions discourage investment, innovation, and entrepreneurship, leading to poverty and stagnation. Second point, role of political power. The balance of political power between different social groups determines whether a country will have inclusive or extractive institutions. When political institutions are inclusive, they tend to create economic institutions that foster development. When power is concentrated in the hands of elites, extractive institutions are maintained. Third are historical examples. The author used numerous historical case studies to illustrate their points, including comparison between North and South Korea, the United States and Latin America, and colonial and post-colonial Africa. For instance, they explain how the Glorious Revolution in England led to foundation of inclusive institutions, while colonial rule in many parts of the world created extractive ones. Fourth is critical junctures. The book discusses how critical junctures in history, moments of crisis of significance change, can shift the balance of power and set countries on divergent paths. For example, the Industrial Revolution could have led to greater inequality, but in England, inclusive political reforms allow it to benefit the broader society. Fifth is rejects of other explanations. Asamgulo and Robinson challenged several traditional explanations for economic success and failure, including geography, cultural, and the ignorance of leaders. They argued that none of these factors alone can explain why some nations succeed and others fail. Now I would explain more about the book. At its core, Why Nation Fails seeks to explain why there is much a wide variation in prosperity and development among nations. The book argues that the presence of inclusive institutions which promotes participation, protect individual rights and ensure that power is distributed creates a fertile environment for economic growth and technological innovation. On the other hand, extractive institutions concentrate wealth and power, stifling growth and innovation. Thanks for watching.